And man, I would like to end with this famous story of Juice WRLD. I'm sure that most of you are his fans, most of you love his music. And man, I used to look up to this kid. He had so much talent and he had so much, energy, like he was so talented. Yet, despite all this talent, Manze Juice WRLD ended up dying at 21. And today, still, people are still fond of his music. People still sing about the same problems that killed him. And if you are there and you have not gone that road, please get out of that road as soon as possible. Hello and welcome back to Cactus Advent. Here at Cactus Advent, we are true to who we are, therefore reminding you, to be unique and to be better. Na kwa episode ya leo, we'll be looking at what are some of the famous misconceptions about addiction, and we'll be looking at also later in the series about how we can get over this thing, especially us as Christians who shouldn't be doing these things. And the first misconception that I see is that addiction is a choice. But the truth is that addiction is not a choice. Addiction is a complex disease that affects your brain, and you find that it's not about you can't control yourself. So some people don't choose to get addicted, and others fail not to choose to. Why would anyone want to be addicted? No one would want, but people get addicted either way, not because you are weak or because you're not strong for the streets. And another one, and this one is so famous, I see that you cannot become addicted after a few uses of a drug or substance. But let's be honest, some people get addicted with just a few uses, and there are some drugs like coke, all these ones, which you become addicted just after using a few shots, a few ones. And it becomes sweet, and you find yourself into that mantra you've been sucked in, and you become addicted. Otherwise, why would anyone come to you with free drugs and after a few times leave you if they know you are not addicted after a few shots? Another one is that, as you've seen, addicts lack willpower. Now scam kardinali atakwambia kama wewe umekuwa addicted, wewe ni mnyonge, wewe labda seem strong for the streets. That's foolishness. That's a lie. Drugs, as we've said, it's not about your moral power. You can have a strong moral power, but still you get addicted. And there's nothing worse wanting to quit something. Unajua hii kitu inakuumiza, but hauwezi juu body yako ishaamini that's a reality and you must do with it. No. And another misconception that I see is that once an addict, always an addict. That's a lie. Like some people don't have to wait to get to that point where they will always remain addicts forever. Some people take charge and they get out of that. And some people can go to rehab. Some people can even stop before it comes to that place of addiction. And they can have true life and they can have meaningful life beyond what drugs can offer. You see? And another one is that I use drugs and substances to cope up with stress or anxiety. I don't refute it that drugs give you a temporary relief. They may hide your pain for a short time, but in the long term, they affect you and they only add to your problems. Drugs for sure are not the solution. They only add to your woes. And I am sure if today you have one problem, there is no need of going to experiment with this thing, hoping you are going to find something better, because you are going to find more problems and more problems. And the last one that I find is that drug education is only for those who are using drugs or addicts or those at the point of addiction. No, all of us need education. In fact, those people who are not using drugs are the people who require education most, because how can you tell me sahi tumekuwa time ya holidays na kulikuwa na watu wako high school ama mtu wako campus anajaribu this thing, yet ajaijua venye inakuanga. So most people get here through peer pressure and they are told that it's fun and it's good, but once they go and try it, it becomes a disaster. And they ask, kama ningejua hivi kweli, ningekuwa hapa kweli. And there's a lot of peer pressure from social media, there's a lot of peer pressure from all these things, and we don't have the right education about what these things mean. we might get addicted to these things and end up wasting our lives, wasting our destinies, because once you start taking drugs, for sure you have wasted your future. It's always easy to get in, but to get out, trust me, you need a miracle. Today I see a lot of people saying that drugs help you to be creative, but drugs do not help you to be creative. They only give you the perception that they help you to be creative. In the real sense, they don't help you to be creative. So those are some of the misconceptions about drugs. All has been heard, all has been said. Now the question remains, when will you accept this absolute truth? Join me next week as we continue this mind blowing conversation right here.